All right, today we've already done our NC3 exit ticket. Let's go to a tool holder. Let me show you what that looks like. One of the first ones I did looked something like this. Then I came back and refined it because maybe I wanted just a simplicity. Didn't necessarily need quite as many tool holders on there. I do like the collets in there. We had a little bit of a screw up there, but what I like is this will actually hold the collets in there. So it's the center part here. It has to be just a little bit tight and it will actually fit that collet and help it squeeze a little bit into its holding, and it will take it. The other thing that's nice about these is when you pull off the lids, it will hold the base and it will keep it in place. And you can swap these out. So if you have specific tools for a particular project, you could go ahead and label that. And this is my tool holder for, say, engraving, or I've got something else for a different project. So the kids could go through and make these, and it would be hugely helpful in terms of organizing the tools that are necessary and setting that up with the correct collets, especially if there's something that has to be changed from size to size. Because obviously my engraving end mills will take a smaller diameter, 1/8 inch, versus the 4 mil that is pretty much standard. So those are some of the things that we're going to work on in terms of creating our tool holder. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, before we get too deep into this, again, we're going to go by our 7" by 3.5" mill block. You can see where we're going to have to go through and face this in order to get this all nice and smooth. So that'll be one of our first projects that we do. And then in order to create our block profile, rectangular profile, that's what we're going to do second. But as we look at the parameters, again, I've got my zone for where my clamps are going to be. I also have that safe area, both 19, or if you will, 3/4 of an inch away from the 0, 0 corner. So that'll be our work coordinate offset as we do this. And then again, I try and set up all of my math as I'm going through this. I'll set up my xstart and profiles as we're trying to set this up. I'm going to run this at about 500 millimeters a minute. I can run it at about 1,000, but in order to be safe, I like to have a safe recipe to get started. I'm also going to use tool number 3 on both of these processes. So let's go through and set this up into our controller of PathPilot so that our machine knows exactly what to do. All right, let's go ahead and start this. So if I go into conversational here, I'm going to go ahead and I can retitle this for what I need to do, but I'm just going to do a face. My xstart, remember, I have to go over. So I'm going to go ahead and set that up at 20 mil, or basically my safe zone. I need to hit enter, and my xn is going to be 158. 158. I'm just going to double check. Yep, 158. Then I'm going to hit enter. My y start is at 88 millimeters at the top. I'm going to have a Y end at the very bottom edge right here, right at 0, okay? And then we're just going to have a step over of 1 millimeter, so that's roughly 25%. And that'll be fine in terms of the work that we've got going on. I go ahead and hit enter. My 0 is going to be a start for Z start 0. However, I only need 1 mil, so I come in here, I need to go -1. Go ahead and hit enter. Depth of cut, we'll just go ahead and do that at 1 millimeter. We're just knowing that we're just facing it off. We're going to go ahead and do this as a spiral as it works around. We're going to go ahead. Our G54 is going to be that lower right-hand corner, which actually is right about here on our wood piece. Okay. We've got tool number 3 in. We're going to go at 15,000 RPM. We're going to go 500 millimeters per minute, but we can accelerate that using our feed rate override in order to go a little bit faster. And again, we start slow in order to figure out where we're at. We listen to the machine, we listen to the material, and how that is sounding. Z plunge feed rate, we're going to go just a safe 150 millimeters per minute. And then Z clearance, we're just going to be 15 mils above. I probably should change that a little bit higher because of our clamps. I'm going to go ahead and put that at 30 mil. Hit my enter. And then all I need to do is come in here and I change out my title. And then we will go ahead and hit post. and we will set this up for our tool holder. So tool holder face. Let's go ahead and hit post. And we're just going to go ahead and put that in a folder. What I'd like to do is I'm going to go ahead and put that in my PMIS 6.0. I'm going to go ahead and hit save because I don't need to create anything new. And there is our facing. So let's go over to the machine and let's just double check our setup there. All right, we have this board on here, and if you watch the previous video on the exit ticket, I go through and I discuss a little bit about this setup. We're going to go ahead and do this point right here in terms of our XY coordinate. Again, everything's squared up. We're ready to go. These are clamped down. Let's go ahead and set this.